here. He's the Minister of Economic Affairs at the Israeli Embassy in Washington, D.C., and representative of Israel, the Ministry of Finance in the USA.
Thank you very much. My brothers and my sisters, thank you for coming together today. I stand before you on this terrible time, one that has deeply affected the hearts and minds of people in Israel and people around the world. On Saturday, the 7th of October, during the holiday of Simchat Torah, Hamas, a cruel and inhuman enemy, an organization labeled as a terrorist group by the United States of America, launched a savage attack against innocent civilians. There is no justification for such brutality. No justifications. The assault began under the cover of heavy rocket fire, with missiles raining down upon Israeli cities, targeting innocent families as they slept in their beds during holiday morning. It escalated further with a ground invasion of hundreds, and more even, of armed terrorists infiltrating 30 residential communities and 12 army bases. They got there by using open vans and motorcycles, using tactics employed by the most extreme terrorist organizations, such as ISIS. In the days that followed, we were flooded with horrific images and videos. Images of women, children, and men being cruelly murdered. Images of old people and entire families being kidnapped, and of babies subject to unimaginable abuse. Our homes, our communities were looted and set on fire, causing immense suffering to their inhabitants. For the Jewish people, these images are attached into our collective memory, a stark reminder of the most challenging times we have faced. Not since the Holocaust has so many Jews been killed in one day. For the state of Israel, we have never witnessed such horrors before. This is not just another terrorist incident. This is not a threat hundreds of thousands of miles away. This organization of animals is operating practically in our backyard. To understand the magnitude of this tragedy in perspective, we often hear comparisons to other horrific terrorist events like 9/11. To illustrate, if we were to simulate the damage in terms of Israeli population and size, the loss of more than 1,000 Israelis would be akin to approximately 40,000 Americans. This is 10 times 9/11, 10 times. The feeling of insecurity and rage grips the residents of Israel, especially those sitting at these very moments in their shelters with their families, with their children. We are at war. And we cannot afford anything less than a clear victory. The Jewish people cannot afford to lose. The message that must emerge from this war is clear. not only to Hamas, but all terrorist organizations and countries in our region seeking our destruction, led by Iran. That message is that the people of Israel cannot be defeated. The civilized and moral world will overcome the barbaric one. But with these images of horror, stories of heroism are beginning to emerge. I would like to tell you about some of them. Heroes like my friend from high school, Elchanan Kalmanzon, who left his home in Otniel with his brother and nephew, took weapons from the Yeshuv's emergency squad, and went to Kibbutz Be'eri because he heard that terrorists had infiltrated the kibbutz. Elchanan managed to rescue dozens of people, pregnant women, children, until he was shot and killed. Like Elchanan, the names of other heroes have already reached me in my immediate circle, who went out to fight with guns and weapons they collected from the sides of the road from fallen soldiers, and ran forward to rescue the families of the people of Israel from the hands of the evil murderers. Major Moti Shamir, a former company commander in the Golani Patrol Unit, who was on study leave, is also one of these heroes. We are united under a common goal, a true understanding that we have no other choice but to stand strong. The people of Israel will prevail. The support we have received from friendly nations, especially the United States, just a couple of hours ago, we heard President Biden speak, has been really unprecedented. However, this support may wane as time and days pass, and the memory of the horrors of Simchat Torah fades. But let us be clear, the state of Israel and the people of Israel will never forget. We will continue to fight until victory is achieved, because there is no other choice. Our strength, our resilience also depend on your support, our brothers and sisters. We implore you to continue your support through social networks and conversations with friends and acquaintances, and in any other way possible. We cannot let such a tragedy be repeated. I know it's a night for a song, so I brought one of my own. Elchanan, my friend, and I had a classmate, Nadav, who was killed in the army about 20 years ago. There is a poem we read every year in his memory that I think is very appropriate for these very moments. The poem was originally written in Hebrew, of course. When I die, something from me will die within you. Will die within you. When you die, something from you in me, something from you in me will die with you. If we would know how to calm the hatred, if we only know. If we would know how to quiet our fury, despite our insults, to say, "Forgive me." If we would know how to start over from the beginning. Because all of us, we are all a single living human tissue. And if one of us leaves us, something dies within us, and something remains with him. Thank you very much for inviting me to speak in this important event. Let us all work together to ensure that we hear good news in the days ahead. Thank you very much.